31 years old, and I share a small duplex with my brother. It's an older house, split into 2 floors. I live upstairs, and he has the downstairs. He works long shifts and often stays over at his girlfriend's place, so I'm used to having the place to myself. It was a Friday night, and I decided to unwind by watching some horror movies. I had all the lights off, just the flickering glow of the TV illuminating the living room. The layout is open, with the kitchen and living room blending together, and my couch sits right in the middle, facing the screen. That means my back is exposed to the empty space behind me, something that's always made me a bit uneasy when I'm alone. I kept glancing over my shoulder, the shadows in the corners of the room feeling heavier than usual. After the movie ended, I went through my usual routine, brushed my teeth, turned off the TV, and made sure all the doors were locked. Then I headed to bed. Sometime after midnight, I woke up abruptly. At first, I thought it was a dream, but then I heard it, the distinct sound of footsteps downstairs. Slow, deliberate steps. My heart raced as I tried to convince myself it was just my brother coming home late. I grabbed my phone to check if he'd texted me, but there were no new messages. I called out his name, but there was no response. Curiosity and fear battled in my mind, but eventually I got out of bed. The house was eerily silent except for those faint creaking footsteps below. I tiptoed to my bedroom door, cracked it open, and listened. The footsteps had stopped. I grabbed a small flashlight from my nightstand and crept down the stairs. The beam barely cut through the darkness, casting long, shaky shadows on the walls. When I reached the bottom, I flipped the hallway light switch. Nothing happened. The bulb was out. I moved toward my brother's part of the duplex, calling his name again, louder this time. Still no answer. I checked his bedroom, empty. His bed was neatly made, undisturbed. The kitchen was the same. Nothing seemed out of place. But then I heard it again. A soft thump, like something had been dropped upstairs. My heart skipped a beat. I was just up there. I turned around and stared up the dark staircase. Gathering every ounce of courage, I slowly climbed back up. My flashlight flickered, adding to my growing dread. When I reached the top, the hallway was empty, but the door to my bedroom was slightly ajar. I was certain I'd closed it before going downstairs. Pushing the door open, I swept the flashlight around the room. Nothing. No one. But something felt wrong. I could feel it, like the air itself was heavy. I checked under the bed, the closet. Nothing. Then I noticed it. My phone, which I had left on my nightstand, was on the floor. The screen was cracked, as if it had been thrown. I was certain it hadn't been like that before. I grabbed it, hands shaking, and tried to call my brother. No signal. That was impossible. We always had full bars here. I decided I wasn't staying another minute. I rushed downstairs, grabbed my keys, and bolted out the front door. I sat in my car, locked the doors, and waited until morning. When my brother finally got home the next day, I told him everything. We went through the house together, searching every corner. We didn't find anything unusual. But when we checked the security camera we had installed above the front door, the footage made my blood run cold. Around the time I heard the footsteps, the camera showed the front door slowly creaking open on its own. No one entered. No one left. And yet, something had definitely been there.